A warm welcome to Diski Talk with Luyolo. If you're tuning in for the very first time, I do ask that you please subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you've been a part of this journey, I hope you thoroughly enjoy this episode. So, on today's episode, I discuss all things Radiopane and Mduduzi Shabalala. So these are two young players then who are currently doing very well within their DSTV Diski Challenge sides, respectively for Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs. So I'd like then to shine the spotlight on these two young players with regards to how well they've been doing, especially Radiopane, which is the young man then we will start with, as this is a player then who's been doing very, very well for this Orlando Pirates side within the DDC. So when you have a look at Radiopane, this is a lethal striker. You know, this is a player then who can score all types of goals, left foot, right foot, and also then well adept at scoring goals with his head. You know, the technique that he often institutes and employs whenever then he finds himself in the box and looks to finish with his head has been quite immaculate. And he currently sits on 13 goals after 13 matches played, as this past weekend he did score 4 goals against Swallows. So this is a player then who's been doing very, very well. He's scoring the goals, and one then wonders, you know, when will he then get his chance at the first team and get a proper run? You know, not just him making cameo appearances, which he has made in the past, but him then getting a full start. Because when you do have a look at Orlando Pirates, from that perspective, they have been struggling. So when then we do get into the second round of the DSTV Premiership, it does then become very interesting to see if will he get his chance. And when you have a look at him, you know, I think there's nothing to lose. This is a player who's high on confidence. He's doing very well, and he is a natural finisher. And what I like about him then is that he's cool, calm, he's composed. He's also good with the ball at his feet. He's fearless as well. And I think that if he is given a chance at the first team within the DSTV Premiership for Orlando Pirates, he really could make a difference, you know. And as much as, yes, he's young and he might not have that experience, but at the end of the day, if you know how to score goals in one league, you can score goals in the other. It's just about adapting to the quality of that league and the pace of that league. But this is a player then who I think can add value for Orlando Pirates, especially when you look at their final third and you have a look at their goal-scoring troubles, you know, and he could add so much quality. So this is a player then that I think should really get a chance at Orlando Pirates. And yeah, going to be interesting to see then what happens to him. So ladies and gentlemen at home, do let me know, what do you make of Radiopane? Do you think that he's ready to get a chance at the first team? Or do you feel like he should still polish up a couple of things? I think he should get a chance at first team and start a couple of games, because he can score goals, and that's what Pirates have been lacking. And then when we moved on right along then from one SOWETO giant, which is Orlando Pirates, to another then, which is Kaizer Chiefs. So got a young man by the name of Mduduzi Shabalala, who plays then as an attacking midfielder for the reserve side for Kaizer Chiefs, and he can play off the wing as well, but mainly as an attacking midfielder. This is a player then who is very, very expressive, a player then who's comfortable on the ball, and what I like most about him is his ability then to score goals, you know. And whenever then you have a look at young midfielders, because you do get those young, exciting midfielders who are very good on the ball, who can dribble, who've got the speed, which then he ticks all those boxes. But a lot of them oftentimes lack the ability then to score goals. Oftentimes they lack ability then to stay composed within tight pockets of spaces and then finish off those goals. But not this young man, you know, he's got that. And he did prove that against Royal AM, where he bagged a phenomenal hat-trick, you know, a hat-trick which, you know, was so great that, yeah, it's been a long time since I saw such a beautiful hat-trick. The first goal then being him making a deep run, a ball then which was cut back to him by the edge of the box. He finished off very well. He placed it. The second goal then, where he was able then to beat men, got into the box, he put another man down, and then he finished it off the last goal then was a beautiful goal with his head, where he's able then to identify the space in behind the defender. He makes the dodge, he goes in behind, and he finishes off with his head, So when you've got a player then who's scoring such goals, it shows you how much ability, how much composure, and how much intelligence that he has then within those tight pockets of spaces and within the box. Another thing that he's well adept at then is dribbling. He is quite a good dribbler and very confident as well. And he can also drop into the heart of midfield and ensure that he helps his side with regards to progressing the ball up the field, and can also spray those passes. This is a player then who is developing into a really fine playmaker, and I think that he can become a complete playmaker by virtue of the fact that I do see him scoring goals, playmaking, creating chances, and getting assists for his team. However, then the conundrum with then Mduduzi Shabalala is having a look then at the first team, which is Kaizer Chiefs. When you have a look at it then, you've got a young SEKHUKHUNE, and then you've got Nkosimphiwe Ngcobo. These are two players then who play in his position who aren't regulars at the first team. Yes, Nkosimphiwe Ngcobo, as of late, with regards to when the season was coming to a close, he was getting those chances and he was performing very well. However, he isn't a regular within that first team. And then you've got SEKHUKHUNE as well, who isn't a regular as well, So when you have those two players who are ahead of him within the pecking order, it does then make it very, very difficult for him then to break into the first team and also then look to break into the starting 11. So then, which is something which is quite a shame, because when I do have a look at this player, I think this player then is a player who next season should be playing DSTV Premiership football. I think by next season, he will be well refined and he will be ready then to play DSTV Premiership football. But I just don't foresee him getting a chance underneath Stuart Baxter, as Nkosimphiwe Ngcobo isn't even getting a chance, So it is quite sad then. But interesting times then ahead to see how he develops, as I will keep my eye on these two young players, as I do know that at home, you guys will also keep your eyes on these two young phenomenal talents that we have within the country. At home, do let me know, what do you make of Mduduzi Shabalala, and what do you think, what do you foresee regarding his career going forward, and do you think that he will then be able to break in to that Kaizer Chiefs side, or do you guys think that he should be looking for a move to another DSTV Premiership side? So, ladies and gentlemen, do let me know, what do you make of this episode where we focused on young players, because we're always focusing on the older players, we're always focusing then on the star players within the league, but I felt that it was very important that we also focus on the young ones who are coming up, because, they are the ones then who are going to carry the mantle going forward. Thank you very much for tuning in to yet another special episode of Diski Talk with Luyolo. Signing out.